Okay, my seven questions. How does the Marxist international relation theory challenge the assumptions of the traditional and the like the realism and liberalism? So regarding the nature of the global conflicts and the cooperation, in what does the Marxist theories the focus on the economic structure, the class struggle, and the the global capitalism. So provide a different lens of the understanding power dynamics, international system, and relevant the framework for analyzing contemporary issues and such as the global inequality, imperialism of influence of the multinational corporation. So at the first, I will start with Marxist theory international the relation, a challenge to the realism and the liberalism. So the traditional international relation theories like realism and the liberalism. So primarily they focus on the states as a main the actors. They emphasize power, security, then cooperation among the nations. Uh, however, the Marxist international relation, their theory challenges the assumptions by shifting the focus on the from the states and to economic the structure, class structure, and the global capitalism. And according to the the Marxist thought, international policy is international politics is driven not just by the state interest and but by economic explanation, capitalist expansions. So and the class dynamic, while realism and the conflict as a result of the power struggle and the liberalism. So we cooperation as a beneficial for the all Marxism. Marxism argues the global issues, argues the global politics. It's shaped by interest of the ruling capitalist class. Who benefit from the maintained economic inequalities and the control of the global orders. So the Marxist critic of the realism and the liberalism, the rejection of the state-centric theories, both realism and the liberalism. They assume the state the main actors in the international relation. So the Marxism challenges the arguing the real driving the folks behind the global politics are the economic structures and the class relation rather than the action of individual states. So of individual states, the states according to the Marxist is the natural it serves the interest of dominant the economic class, usually the capitalist elite. So and then the critic of the liberalism view on the cooperation. The liberalism believe that the free trade, democracy, and international institution promote the peace and the prosperity. Marxist argues that these mechanisms only serve the interest of the wealthy and the nation, the multinational, the corporation. Multinational the corporation keeping poorer and countries depend on the global capitalist system. Example, the World Bank often promote the free market policies and benefits the wealthy countries, and while creating the debt the dependency in the developing the nations. So key concepts of the Marxism international theory. The Marxists argue the capital economic system in the foundation of the international relation. The world is divided into two groups, rich and the poor, as we know they divide two groups. So so the core nations, exploit the periphery through the cheaper labor resource extraction and the economic dependency, the class struggle, and the global conflict. Unlike the realism, which sees the conflict as a struggle, between the state, Marxist views it's the struggle between the ruling the capitalist class, and the working class on a global scale. So imperialism and the economic explanation. The Vladimir Lenin, such as the Vladimir Lenin in the Soviet Union, Marxist thinker argued the modern capitalism to lead the imperialism, where the powerful nations exploit the weaker ones for profit. So examples like Iraq war, 2003 in the Iraq, so can be analyzed from the Marxist perspective, as an attempt to secure the oil resources, rather than mission to separate the democracy. And when it comes to the rule of the multinational corporation, unlike the traditional international theories of the focus on the states. So focus on the states, the Marxist highlights the power of the corporation in the shaping the global politics. So the policies and the neoliberal globalization also allows the corporation the capital of the freely exploiting the cheap and the labor in developing the countries. So maybe so influence of multinational corporation indicate the politics through the lobbying and economic system. And example, the companies like the Facebook, Google influence global politics through the control of introduce of the